Hello dear students, in this video I will continue with the 5th unit probability. Here I will discuss about addition theorem on probability and solve the questions from exercise 12.4 of chapter 12 CBSE class 11 applied mathematics by M.L. Agarwal. Now first we will see the probabilities associated with mutually exclusive events. If A and B are mutually exclusive events associated with a sample space S, then we have probability of A union B. It is equal to probability of A plus probability of B. Suppose we have A1, A2 up to etc. AN, n mutual exclusive events associated with a random experiment with sample space S. Then we have probability of A1 union, A2 union, A3 union up to etc. union AN. It is equal to probability of A1 plus probability of A2 plus up to etc. plus probability of AN. And now moving on to mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. If A and B are mutually exclusive and exhaustive events associated with a random experiment with sample space S, then we have probability of A union B. It is equal to 1. Since A and B are mutually exclusive, we have probability of A plus probability of B. It is equal to 1. And now if we can extend this to n such events, if A1, A2 up to etc. AN are mutually exclusive and exhaustive events associated with a random experiment with sample space S, then we have probability of A1 plus probability of A2 plus probability of A3 plus up to etc. plus probability of AN. It is equal to 1. And now coming to addition theorem on probabilities. If A and B are two events associated with a random experiment with sample space S, then we have probability of A union B equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. So this is the addition theorem on probabilities. It is similar to the theorem which we have studied in sets. We know that n of A union B is n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. Now if we divide each of these by n of S, we will get the addition theorem of probability. So we have probability of A union B equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. If we have three events A, B, C, then probability of A union B union C, it is given by probability of A plus probability of B plus probability of C, then minus probability of A intersection B minus probability of B intersection C minus probability of A intersection C plus probability of A intersection B intersection C. This is with respect to three events A, B and C. Now moving on to the exercise questions from exercise 12.4. The first question, if probability of A union B equal to probability of A plus P of B, then what can be said about the events A and B? We just now saw if P of A union B equal to P of A plus P of B, it means A and B are mutually exclusive. So A and B are mutually exclusive events. Next question, check whether the following probabilities P of A and P of B are consistently defined. So the first subdivision, P of A equal to 5, P of B equal to 0.7, P of A intersection B equal to 0.6. Now usually P of A it is greater than or equal to P of A intersection B, and P of B should be greater than or equal to P of A intersection B. But here we can see that here it is P of A is 0.5 and P of A intersection B is 0.6. This is not consistent. Since P of A less than P of A intersection B, because P of A cannot be less than P of A intersection B. Now the next subdivision, P of B equal to 0.5, P of A equal to 0.5, P of B equal to 0.4 and P of A union B equal to 0.8. Now this is consistent because P of A union B should be more than P of A and P of A union B should be more than P of B. So it is consistent. So this is consistent. Moving on to the next question. If A and B are mutual exclusive events, P of A equal to 0.35, P of B equal to 0.45, then find the first subdivision. First subdivision, P of A complement, we know it is equal to 1 minus P of A. So it is 1 minus 0.35. So it is 0.65. Now the second subdivision, P of B complement, we know P of B complement, it is equal to 1 minus P of B. And P of B is given as 0.45. So it is 0.55. Then the third subdivision, P of A union B. Since it is given A and B are mutually exclusive, P of A union B will be P of A plus P of B. So it is equal to 0.35 plus 0.45. So it is equal to 0.8. Then the fourth subdivision, P of A intersection B. Here it is already given A and B are mutual exclusive events, which means A intersection B will be a null set. So probability of an impossible event is 0. The next subdivision, P of A intersection B complement. P of A intersection B complement, it is equal to P of A minus B. Since A and B are mutually exclusive, we have P of A minus B is equal to P of A. So it is equal to 0.35. Then the next subdivision, probability of A complement intersection B complement. Now probability of A complement intersection B complement will be probability of A union B the whole complement. So this is equal to 1 minus probability of A union B. Probability of A union B we already calculated 0.8. So this is 1 minus 0.8, which is 0.2. Next question, if E and F are evens such that P of E equal to 1 by 4, P of F equal to half and P of E and F equal to 1 by 8. Find P of E or F, P of not E and not F. So the first subdivision, P of E or F, it is equal to P of E union F. Now we know using addition theorem on probability, this is equal to P of E plus P of F minus P of E intersection F. So it is 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2 plus, minus 1 by 8. So if we take LCM, we will get the answer. So this is equal to 5 by 8. The next subdivision, P of not E and not F is E complement intersection F complement. So it is probability of E union F the whole complement. So it is equal to 1 minus probability of E union F, or it is 1 minus 5 by 8, which is 3 by 8. Next question, if A, B and C are mutually exclusive and exhaustive events and it is known that probability of A union B equal to 0.63, calculate probability of C. Now it is given A, B and C are mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. So given probability of A union B union C, this is equal to 1. Now this implies probability of A union B union C, it is equal to 1. So from this we have probability of A union B plus probability of C, it is equal to 1. Probability of A union B is given as 0.63. So 0.63 plus probability of C is equal to 1. From this we have probability of C as 1 minus 0.63. So which is 0.37. So probability of C is 0.37. Next question. A, B, C are three mutually exclusive and exhaustive events associated with a random experiment. Find P of A if it is given that P of B equal to 3 by 2 P of A and P of C equal to half P of B. So here it is given A, B and C are mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. So we have probability of A union B union C, it is equal to 1. So this implies P of A plus P of B plus P of C equal to 1. Let us mark this as 1. Given P of B equal to 3 by 2 P of A and P of C equal to half P of B. So this is equal to, we can write P of B as 3 by 2 P of A into 3 by 2 P of A. So it is 3 by 4 P of A. So we can substitute all these in 1. We have P of A plus P of B is 3 by 2 P of A plus 3 by 4 P of A. It is equal to 1. So P of A is common, we can take it outside. LCM is 4. So we have 4 plus 6 plus 3 equal to 1. This implies probability of A into 13 by 4 equal to 1, or probability of A equal to 4 by 13. So we are asked to find P of A, it is 4 by 13. Next question, the adjoining Venn diagram shows three events A, B and C and also the probabilities of the various regions. Determine each of these. So this is very easy. From the Venn diagram we can find each of these. The first one is P of A. So P of A will be P of A minus B plus P of A intersection B. So P of A consists of this whole diagram. So it is 0.13 plus 0.07. So 0.13 plus 0.07, which is 0.2. Then the second subdivision, probability of A union B. Probability of A union B, it can be calculated as probability of A minus B plus probability of B minus A plus probability of A intersection B. Now probability of A minus A is 0.13. Then probability of B minus A is, it is 0.1 plus 0.15. So it is 0.25. Then probability of A intersection B is 0.07. So when we add all these, we get 0.45. So probability of A union B equal to 0.45. Then the third subdivision, probability of B intersection C. This we can get it directly from the diagram, it is 0.15. Then the fourth subdivision, probability of B intersection C bar. So probability of B intersection C bar is nothing but it is probability of B minus C. So it consists of B without C. So it is equal to 0.07 plus 0.1, which is 0.17. So it consists of this region. So it is 0.07 plus 0.1. So it is 0.17. Then the next subdivision, probability of A intersection B complement. A intersection B complement is probability of A minus B. So this is very easy. It is this part alone. So it is this part alone. So it is 0.13. Then the next subdivision, probability of exactly one of three events occur. Now there is a formula to, or probability of exactly one of these three events occur is either we have A alone, or B alone, or we have C alone. So probability of exactly one of the three events occur, this is equal to 0.13 plus 0.1 plus 0.28. So this is equal to, when we add all these, we get 0.51. So any one of the three events occur means either this or C alone. So it is 0.13 plus 0.1 plus 0.28, which is 0.51. Next question, probability that a contractor will get a plumbing contract is 2/3 and an electric contract is 4/9. If the probability of getting at least one contract is 4/5, find the probability that he will get both contracts. So it is again a simple question, but it is a word problem. So let us take, let A be the event getting a plumbing contract and B be the event getting an electric contract. So it is given probability of A is 2/3, probability of B is 4/9, and probability of getting at least one contract, A union B, it is 4/5. We need to find probability of A intersection B. So using the addition theorem on probability, we have probability of A union B equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. So from this we have 4/5 is equal to 2/3 plus 4/9 minus probability of A intersection B. So from this we have probability of A intersection B as 2/3 plus 4/9 minus 4/5. So if we take LCM and simplify, we will get the answer. So here 30 plus 20 minus 36. So this is equal to 14/45. So probability of A intersection B equal to 14/45. Next question, a card is drawn from a well shuffled pack of playing cards. What is the probability that it is either a spade or an ace or both? So let us take, let A be the event which is getting either a spade or an ace or both. So there are 13 spade cards which includes an ace. Apart from the ace of spades, there are the ace of hearts, ace of clubs and ace of diamond. So n of A equal to 13 plus 1 plus 1. So it is equal to 16. So probability of getting either a spade or ace or both, it is equal to 16/52 or it is 4/13. I have directly used by finding n of A. We can also use the addition theorem on probability. The next question, a card is drawn at random from a pack of 52 playing cards. What is the probability that the card drawn is neither a spade nor a queen? So let us take let B be the event which is getting either a spade or a queen. So n of B will be, we have 13 spade cards which includes a queen. Apart from the spade of queen, we have 3 other queens. So this is equal to 16. So probability of getting either a spade or a queen, it is 16 upon 52, which is 4 by 13. Now we need to find probability that the card is neither a spade nor a queen. So we need to find probability of B complement. It is equal to 1 minus probability of B. So it is 1 minus 4 by 13, which is 9 by 13. Therefore, the required probability is 9 by 13. Next question, if 2 dice are thrown simultaneously, find the probability of getting a sum of 7 or 11, a doublet or a total of 6. So we will do the first subdivision. So when we have 2 dice which are thrown simultaneously, the various outcomes are 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3 up to etc. Then 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, like that it goes on. And this is the table which shows the sum of the outcomes. So let us take let A be the event getting a sum of 7 and let B be the event getting a sum of 11. So n of A will be, so we get 7 in all these cases. 1, 6, then 2, 5, then 3, 4, then 4, 3, 5, 2 and 6, 1. So n of A equal to 6 and n of B equal to, now getting a sum as 11, we get the sum as 11 for 2 cases, 5, 6 and 6, 5. N of B is 2. So P of A equal to 6 by 36 and P of B is equal to 2 by 36. And getting a sum of both 7 and 11 is not possible because it is mutually exclusive. So this is equal to 3 by 18 and this is 1 by 18. Now we need to find probability of A union B. Probability of A union B will be probability of A plus probability of B. So it is 3 by 18 plus 1 by 18, which is 4 by 18 or 2 by 9. Now moving on to the next subdivision, probability of getting a doublet or a total of 6. So let us take let C be the event getting a doublet and D be the event getting a sum of 6. So we can get doublet for all these cases 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5 and 6, 6. So n of C is equal to 6 and n of D, which is getting the sum as 6, we have all these cases 1, 5, 2, 4, 3, 3, 4, 2 and 5, 1. So n of D is equal to 5. So probability of C is equal to 6 by 36. Then probability of D is equal to 5 by 36. And there is one case where we get a doublet and a sum of 6, which is 3, 3. So when the outcome is 3, 3, it is a doublet also, and the sum is also 3 plus 3, which is 6. So probability of C intersection D it is equal to 1 by 36. Now we can find probability of C union D. So it is probability of C plus probability of D minus probability of C intersection B. So it is 6 by 36 plus 5 by 36 minus 1 by 36. So it is 10 by 36 or it is 5 by 18. So the probability of getting a doublet or a total of 6 is 5 by 18. Next question, in a class 11 of a school, 40% students are punctual and 30% students are regular. 10% of students are both punctual and regular. If a student is selected at random from the class, find the probability that he will be punctual or regular or both. So let us take, let A be the event students are punctual and B be the event students are regular. So it is given P of A is equal to 0.4, then P of B is equal to 0.3, 30% means 30 by 100, so it is 0.3, and P of A intersection B, it is equal to 0.1. Now we need to find P of A union B. P of A union B equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So it is 0.4 plus 0.3 minus 0.1. This is equal to 0.6. Or this we can write it as 6 by 10. This is 3 by 5. Next question, in an entrance test that is graded on the basis of 2 examinations, the probability of a randomly chosen student passing the first examination is 0.8 and probability of passing the second examination is 0.7. Probability of passing at least one of them is 0.95. What is the probability of passing both? So here the passing the first examination is given and second examination is given, and probability of passing at least one, that is the union of these two, is given. Now we need to find intersection of these two. So let us take, let A be the event student passes the first examination and B be the event student passes the second examination. So it is given P of A is 0.8, P of B is 0.7 and P of A union B is 0.95. Now we need to find P of A intersection B. Now P of A union B equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So this implies 0.95 equal to 0.8 plus 0.7 minus P of A intersection B. So this implies 0.95 is equal to 1.5 minus P of A intersection B. So from this we have P of A intersection B, it is 1.5 minus 0.95. This is equal to 0.55. So probability that the student passes both the exam is 0.55. Next question, the probability that a student will pass the final examination in both English and Hindi is 0.5 and probability of passing neither is 0.1. If probability of passing English is 0.75, what is the probability of passing the Hindi examination? So here if we take, let A be the event student passes English examination and B be the event student passes Hindi examination. P of A intersection B is given. So it will pass in both English and Hindi, it is 0.5. So P of A intersection B is 0.5. Then probability of passing neither is 0.1. That is probability of neither English nor Hindi, it is 0.1. If probability of passing English is 0.75, we need to find probability of passing Hindi. Probability of A is 0.75. Now from here let us find probability of A union B. Probability of A complement intersection B complement equal to 0.1 implies 1 minus probability of A union B equal to 0.1. So from this we have probability of A union B is 1 minus 0.1, which is 0.9. Now using the addition theorem on probability, P of A union B equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So P of A union B we just now got 0.9, P of A is 0.75, P of B we need to find, P of A intersection B is given as 0.5. So this implies 1.4 minus 0.75. This is equal to P of B. Therefore, P of B is equal to 0.65. So the probability of passing the Hindi examination is 0.65. Next question. For a post, 3 persons A, B and C appear in the interview. Probability of A being selected is twice that of B and probability of B being selected is thrice that of C. If the post is filled, what are the probabilities of A, B and C being selected? So there is only one post and we have 3 persons who appear for the interview. It is given P of A is twice P of B and P of B is thrice P of C. And it is given if the post is filled, what are the probabilities of A, B and C being selected? So here the events A, B and C getting selected, they are mutually exclusive and exhaustive. So first let us write P of A in terms of P of C. So this implies P of A is equal to 6 times P of C. Since A, B, C, all these events are mutually exclusive and exhaustive, we have P of A union B union C equal to 1. This implies P of A plus P of B plus P of C equal to 1. P of A is 6PC, 6P of C plus P of B is 3P of C plus P of C. It is equal to 1. So from here we have 10 times probability of C getting selected is 1. Therefore, P of C is equal to 1 by 10. Now if we substitute P of C here, we can find P of B. P of B equal to 3 by 10. Let us take this as 1 and this as 2. So this is from 1. And P of A is equal to 6 by 10. Here we can substitute P of C. This is from 2. So this is equal to 3 by 5. So the probability of A getting selected is 3 by 5, B getting selected is 3 by 10 and C getting selected is 1 by 10. Next question, the probabilities that a student will get A, B, C or D grade are 0.4, 0.35, 0.15 and 0.1 respectively. Find the probability that she will get B or C grade. So here student getting either of these grades, it is mutually exclusive. So probability of B or C, it is equal to probability of B union C. So it is probability of B plus probability of C. So probability of B is 0.35 and probability of C is 0.15. So this is equal to 0.5. This is the first subdivision. The second subdivision, probability of at most C. At most C means the maximum grade the student gets is C. So it means the student can get either C grade or D grade and not above that grade. So probability of at most C, it is equal to probability of C plus probability of D. So it is 0.15 plus 0.1, which is 0.25. Next question. 2 cards are drawn from a pack of 52 cards. What is the probability that the cards are either both aces or both black cards? So let us take that A be the event getting both aces and B be the event getting both black cards. So probability of A will be, we can select 2 cards from 52 cards in 52 C2 ways, and we can select 2 aces from 4 aces in 4 C2 ways. So P of A is 4 C2 upon 52 C2. So this let us simplify. So it is 4 into 3 upon 52 into 51. Then P of B, probability of getting both black cards. We can select 2 cards from 52 cards in 52 C2 ways. So N of S is 52 C2. Then we can select the 2 black cards from 26 black cards in 26 C2 ways. So this is equal to 26 into 25 upon 52 into 51. And now we have the 2 aces which are black. So probability of A intersection B is 2C2 upon 52C2. So it will be 1 by 52 into 51 divided by 2. So let us keep the denominator as it is so that it will be easy for us to take LCM. So this is equal to 6 by 1326 and this is equal to 325 by 1326. This is 1 by 1326. Now we need to find probability of A union B. Probability of A union B will be probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. So it is equal to 6 by 1326 plus 325 upon 1326 minus 1 by 1326. So the LCM is same. So 325 plus 6 minus 1. So it is 330. Now this will go in 6. So it is 55 and here 221. So this is 55 upon 221. So the probability that the cards are either both aces or both black cards, it is equal to 55 upon 221. So with this the exercise is completed. I hope this video was useful for you. Thank you for watching.